Hi, my name's Brad Howard. Last week we looked at the Australian demographics and we looked at the different numbers of people in each demographic in Australia, from the builders to the baby boomers to the Gen X, the Gen Y through to the millennials. One thing I just want to revise on that is, as we discovered, that our generations, starting from the oldest generation, the builders, it's a line that continues to grow upwards, which means our population is continuing to increase. That's really exciting for Australia because we are one of the few Western world countries where population is increasing with every generation. Only a handful are actually doing that, and Australia is the leader per head of population in actual growth. Really exciting for Australia's future and also for the property market. When we look at other countries in comparison, most of Europe, particularly Germany and Italy, it's a demographic cliff, as Harry Dent will put to you. And the fact that it's been a bit of a flat line, now it's coming right off. They're going into major negative population growth and they're not having the immigration coming in to replace. Births are extremely low and thus heading down to this path. Another really interesting one to look at is America. When you look at the US, and the US path has been growing, and now we're starting to see only slower growth. The baby boomer was their biggest population. The next population is smaller. They call it the echo boomer, which is the same term what we call in Australia Gen X. So the US is not as bad as the Chinas and the Europes, but it is still heading that way. Looking at China, because of its one-child policy, has been growing very, very well until 2015, and we start to see the impacts of the one-child policy. So therefore, the population is heading into decline from this point on. Very interesting when you're looking at the property market and other industries. So they're going into negative population purely because of their one-child policy. They have relaxed that policy a little to allow 2 children. However, that's only now. So therefore, you're not going to see that growth in population for a long time yet, if at all. It's really just a replacement strategy rather than the growth strategy of population. Really interesting one to watch is the developing worlds. Places like India is also into the continual growth path. There's no limit on childbirth and numbers of children, and they're having more children than people that are dying. So obviously they continue to grow through that. Those sorts of situations without going into great depth is just something to keep an eye on and to get an understanding of in how Australia sits in the world. So we are sitting a very good position. I'm just going to quickly look at the spending wave. And this is something Harry Dent and his team have done a huge amount of work on, and they have proved it generation after generation. This is the spending wave that we tend to look at in a normal person in the Western world's lifespan. So I'm going to start with where people generally first start earning money. So around about the 21 years of age. So they first start earning is at their lowest point of spending because they're only just getting through their uni debt, the whole lot, and they don't have great spending capacity, but they are earning. Then we step up to around about the 25, 26 years of age is where they tend to buy their first car. These are all general statistics, but they are catered for the majority of people do this at this particular point in time. Then average age, 28 years of age for childbirth. Another increase in spending. Then average age of 31, first home. Another big spend, so it takes us up the spending cycle as we continue to grow there. 33, childcare. More spending once again. 41 is the average age of mortgage interest payments start to eat into, and more spending on that. Average age of 42, trade up the home. Might have been in a starter home for a while, now they're looking to move into a bigger house, etc. for their family. Till we get to the peak spending age of a person in Australia, for the majority, is 47 years of age. And why he calls this the peak spending age? Because on average it's when the children leave home. Not so many children are leaving home, and that's affecting demographics, but also the fact that if they are staying at home, it's when parents, their children are old enough, they're not destroying the car, the furniture and everything, so therefore there's another big spend. Renew the furniture, renew the car, renew the house. It is the biggest spending period of an Australian's lifetime. Then we start to head over the curve, and then our spending starts to decrease to a point in time where we're looking at 60 years of age. People head down the travel path. Then 65, looking at lifestyle retirement type homes. Not so much nursing homes, we're looking at retirement homes there. So as you can see, with our spending wave, 47 years of age is the peak spending time of an Australian in their lifetime. America fits very closely, theirs is 46. So 47, what the really interesting thing is when in 2006, 7, 8, that is when the bulk of baby boomers hit 47 years of age. And in that period of time is when our economy was absolutely booming. From buying property, cars, vehicles, furniture, everything was absolutely booming. And that's why we come back to what Harry S. Dent is saying. Just look at the demographics. It's going to tell you when people are most ready to spend. Therefore, in 2008, when that peaked, we then start to go down to a slower path. And then the cycle goes on from there. Next week, I'll talk to you more about that cycle and putting the two together, the demographics and the spending cycle, as to where we're going in Australia, and then further impact on the property market. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.